Well, President Trump ringing in the new year with a promise to make it even bigger and better than his historic 2017.
We're going to have a great year. It's going to be a fantastic 2018. We're off to a very good start, as you know, with the great tax cuts. We are going to have a tremendous year.
Well, with tax reform on the books, we are looking ahead to some of the other major laws to look for in 2018 with former prosecutor and trial attorney David Bruno. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, and a Happy New Year to you.
Good morning. Happy New Year.
Yeah. So let's start with the federal tax law first. So where do we go from here?
Well, a lot's been made of it already, and everyone has something to say. But one thing's for sure, it's going to affect everyone in some way or another, especially with the tax coming off the requirement for medical insurance, and then the tax bracket shifts.
The individual mandate.
Exactly. So one thing's for sure, it's going to affect everyone, probably more so than any other law we're going to discuss today.
And the tax brackets, they had said that they would take them down to 3. They're still 7, correct? They just shifted.
Exactly. The brackets are definitely going to benefit everyone. Certainly the issue that everyone's talking about is the cap on taking the deduction for state taxes and for property taxes and things like that.
Right. So we'll just have to find out in the new year exactly, specifically how individuals are impacted.
It's going to affect everyone differently, but it's going to affect everyone.
Okay, so second up, the immigration reform and Daca. And we know that this is up for debate. A lot of people saying that they hope that there can be some sort of bipartisan agreement. President Trump saying first and foremost, before anything, you've got to build the wall. Yeah,
sure. So federal law states that these Daca protected individuals can be deported. And it was President Obama that issued executive orders really to band-aid the problem. And Trump, when he rescinded the executive order, said Congress has to come up with a solution by March.
Right.
So it could be packaged, and that's what President Trump is saying. Is going to be a package that involves border security and the wall, so we'll see.
Yeah, border security, also chain migration, possibly involved in that as well.
Correct.
But they were given until March to come up with some sort of solution, and they have not yet done that. So
that could always be extended as well. I mean, that's a good deadline, but we'll see where that goes.
All right. So this next one, sports betting in the United States. What's going on with that?
Sure. There was a recent United States Supreme Court case, and the case actually involves New Jersey right next door, whether or not they're going to be able to have sports betting in the state. And the United States Supreme Court could decide this one of two ways. It could be very limited in just allowing New Jersey, or it could be widespread to really give the rights to the states to have sports betting in their states.
So what's the best ending there?
Well, it depends.
More power to the states?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a 10th Amendment issue, and whether or not a federal law is still applicable to the states. But for New Jersey, obviously, they probably want to be one of the most limited states to be offering this because it limits the number of states that make it available.
Okay. So speaking of making things available, marijuana, state marijuana laws going into effect.
Yeah, well, California started this year, yesterday.
Started New Year's Eve,
Right, they opened the dispensaries yesterday.
For recreational marijuana
Sure,
use.
Recreational marijuana. And you know what? In the past, this has been a voter question. So up to date, this has been on the ballot, and the public has really passed these recreational laws. But moving forward, it looks like the legislators and the governors are really eyeing making these recreational laws and other medicinal marijuana laws throughout the states.
So they'll get more tax revenue is
that's
the idea.
Definitely the biggest pro to generate revenue, and it has in the past for the states that have it already.
I know California, they were talking about getting like $1 billion next year, if not more.
Yeah, we will see, obviously.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Pleasure. Great to be here.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.